In this video, I'm going to go over some terms that you will need to know in order to understand Ohm's law. So I'm going to give you some definitions that will directly relate to your Ohm's wheel. And I want to start, there is one spot left on the bottom of page 12. Please ignore the fact that mine are not showing here. I had an issue with my file. It was corrupted, so I had to print this again. So you will have the words filled in up there. I do on another video, but we're looking at the word power. And power, for the purposes of what we're doing, is going to be denoted with a capital P. And here's the definition. The rate of transfer of electrical energy within a circuit. It's measured, power is measured in watts. And the symbol for watts is capital W. Power. Then on page 13, we have the next word will be current. And current is marked with a capital I. Current is the rate at which charge, and let's stop right there. I'm going to change colors. Let's elaborate on the word charge. We're talking about charged electrons. If you want to get into the physics, if you take an atom and get those electrons moving in a stream, they're charged electrons. That is current. The rate at which charged electrons flow, or actually the rate at which charge flows through a surface. And charge is measured in amperes, which most of the time I will call amps. The symbol for amperes is capital A. And then we have resistance. Resistance on the Ohm's wheel is capital R. And resistance is the tendency of an electrical component to resist the flow of current. And I'm going to say electrical current. This one is measured in ohms. And I have trouble drawing the ohm symbol. It is a Greek letter, the Greek letter omega, and it looks like this. Kind of like that. I'm not good at drawing that symbol. But that is the symbol for ohms. Wouldn't want to use a capital 0 or capital O because it looks like a 0. So the symbol for ohms is the Greek letter omega. And voltage. Voltage is marked by a capital E. Voltage is the pressure from a circuit or a circuit's power source. Sorry. You all know I can't talk and write at the same time. Power source that pushes charged electrons and what's that stuff where we define charged electrons? What's the other component of ohms that goes with that? That's current. So voltage pushes current through a conducting loop. Voltage is measured in volts. That is denoted by a capital V, measured in volts. And there are two other formulas that I want to give you. You need to memorize. I'm about to show you, or your teacher's about to show you how to use the Ohms wheel. If you use the Ohms wheel, you don't have to memorize formulas. But if you want to do it without the Ohms wheel, you will need these formulas. So I've given you explanations in this playlist of with the Ohms wheel and without the Ohms wheel. So if you do it without the Ohms wheel, you will need to know that power equals current times voltage. And you also need to know that voltage equals current times resistance. So those two formulas or formulae are incredibly important, whether you're using Ohms wheel or not. Ohms wheel just tells you, Ohms wheel takes the algebra out for you. But if you're good with algebra and you like algebra, you may prefer not to use the Ohms wheel. That is entirely up to you. That's one of the reasons that we're offering you this class, so that you can see which way you like to do it. And I want you to have both resources at your disposal. I personally could never keep up with an Ohms wheel, so I learned to do it with algebra. And by manipulating formulas and equations, I was able to do it just fine with algebra. So if you want to do it that way, see the videos that show you without Ohms wheel, and these two formulas will help you do that.